where people take time to dream, to share magic, and to get excited. We're going to show you that now is the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Indiana 1991, Carrie Hipsher. Introducing our parade of contestants. Miss Ball State University.
Good evening. My name is Rebecca Gray, and I'd like to thank Delta Chi Fraternity at Ball State University.
Miss Capital City.
Good evening. My name is Brooke Decatur, and I'm sponsored by Herb Jones.
Miss Central Southern Indiana.
Good evening, my name is Michelle Lee Young, and I'm sponsored by the Miss Central Southern Indiana Scholarship Pageant.
Miss Elkhart County.
Good evening, I'm Shelley Yoder, and I'm proud to be sponsored by the Elkhart Elks Lodge number 425.
Miss Gary.
Hello, my name is Angela Burns, and I'm sponsored by the Gary Ambassadors of Education.
Miss Harvest Homecoming.
Hello and welcome, I'm Dana Lee Brewer, sponsored by Harvest Homecoming Incorporated.
Miss Huntington.
Good evening, my name is Jody Michelle DeSoy, and I'm proud to be sponsored by the Huntington Optimist Club.
Miss Kokomo.
Hello, I'm Laura Michelle Welke, sponsored by the Haynes Apperson Festival.
Miss Kosciuszko.
Good evening, I'm Laura White, and I'm proud to be sponsored by the Kosciuszko Scholarship Pageant.
Miss Lakeshore.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Jennifer Havens, and I'm proud to be sponsored by the Michigan City Exchange and Exchangeette Club.
Miss Limberlost.
Good evening, my name is Christina Young, and I'm sponsored by the Kendallville Chamber of Commerce.
Miss Maple City.
Good evening, I'm Charmaine Renee Fessler. I'm proud to be sponsored by the LaPorte JCs.
Miss Northeast.
Good evening, I'm Tara Stair. I'm sponsored by the Miss Northeast Indiana Scholarship Pageant.
Miss Vincennes University.
Good evening, I'm Melinda Lau, sponsored by the Vincennes University Student Association.
Miss Wabash Valley.
Good evening, my name is Rebecca Spriegel, and I'm sponsored by the Miss Wabash Valley Area Scholarship
one of these lucky young ladies will be crowned Miss Indiana 1992. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Mr. Al Rent.
Thank you. Judges, thank you very much. Nice to have you all back here.
How many of you are here for the first time now? This is your first night here. I see all the seats are filled for the most part. Thank you for attending tonight. It's a special night. This is the 36th annual Miss Indiana Scholarship Pageant. We are looking for one among these young ladies who will represent us in September at the Miss America Scholarship Pageant. They will have that composite of the one that fits the mold the best of all the qualities that we're looking for in our Miss Indiana and a Miss America. The composite of courage, intelligence, talent, and in beauty. The young ladies have completed all the categories of competition in our preliminary nights. That was talent, evening gown, swimsuit, and a personal interview. Now we throw out all the points as we name a top 8. We throw out all the points except interview, and we start again. And we will name 8 semifinalists tonight in just a second, and those young ladies will go on and compete for the crown of Miss Indiana. May I have that ballot? These young ladies will be announced in their order of performance. No order of points scored previous to this at all. The order of talent performance tonight. And we'll ask them to come and step forward. Our first semifinalist is Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. Our next semifinalist, Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens. Our next semifinalist, Miss Kokomo, Laura Welke. Semifinalist number 4, Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Yoder. I get so nervous when I do this. Semifinalist number 5, Miss Northeast, Tara Stayer. Three more positions to be filled. One will be filled by Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Lee Brewer. Two more positions. Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. And one final position. Semifinalist number 8 is Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, your top 8. They will be competing for the title of Miss Indiana 1992. Another big round of applause for them, if you will, please. gets to be an exciting and rowdy crowd very quickly. Well, in a moment, we will be asking them to come back out on stage, and they will be performing in 3 categories. Talent will be first, swimsuit second, evening gown after intermission. Our judges down here will have the unenviable task of trying to select one to represent the state of Indiana at the Miss Indiana or Miss America pageant come September. We'll tell you more about that as the evening progresses. By the way, the opening number gowns that you saw were supplied and designed for us by Alfred Angelo. We thank Alfred Angelo very much. I have asked our audience in the past 2 nights to not snap flash pictures during the performance, really for the young girls' own good. We would not want a flash picture during a difficult talent routine to distract her in any way, and no video cameras, please. We hope that you will cooperate in that. Our pageant is being videotaped, and video copies can be purchased. You'll find on page 30 of your program booklet an order form, or at intermission or at the coronation reception back at the Holiday Inn tonight, you could order a copy of that videotape. We have 5 wonderful people who have been with us all week down here, and they have done just excellent, excellent work, and this is their final night of work with us, and they are our judges. They come from all over the country, none from the state of Indiana. Let me introduce them to you right now, and you can recognize them with your applause. Our first judge has been affiliated with the Miss North Carolina pageant for over 25 years. She's judged many Miss America preliminaries and has judged state pageants in 10 different states. Peggy's a graduate of the Charlotte Memorial Hospital School of Nursing, is past president and lifetime member of the Charlotte J. Sets. Please give a warm welcome to Peggy J. Little. Our next judge has worked on local and state levels of the Miss America pageant system since 1971. He is also a past member of the board of directors of the Miss Illinois Scholarship Pageant. He's a printer by profession and a resident of Metamora, Illinois, Ralph Bellett. Our third judge is a graduate of the University of Nebraska in education. Her pageant experience includes serving as a local director, a member of the Miss Nebraska Pageant Board of Directors, as well as field director, board secretary, and traveling companion. She and her husband Jim reside in Gothenburg, Nebraska with their 2 children, where they're engaged in farming and ranching. Big Hoosier welcome for Marcia Hecox. Next, a gentleman who's worked in radio and television broadcasting for 27 years. He's currently a video editor for Channel 7's Action News in Detroit and is very active in community theater. He's worked with the Miss Greater Macomb Scholarship Pageant for 19 years, serving 12 years as its executive producer, and has judged Miss America preliminaries for over 20 years. Say hello to Jim Miller. And our final judge is a dear friend. Billy became involved in pageants when Channel 4 in Indianapolis sponsored the Miss Indianapolis pageant in 1964. Throughout the years, she has judged numerous local pageants, served as field director, and was the traveling companion for Miss Indiana to the Miss America pageant back in 1965. She currently resides and is in business in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Please welcome Billy Boucher. Also in our judging area are our auditors, and they have the responsibility of making sure everything adds up correctly. We have 2 with us. Judy Dodge represents First Citizens Bank, and Judith Ann Paul, she's a CPA with Lysot Salmon and Company. Ladies? We want to make a very special note and a very special thank you to Miss Central Southern Indiana and Miss Wabash Valley pageants for providing us with a $500 scholarship donation. Thank you very much, those 2 pageants. That shows real dedication and real backing of the Miss Indiana and Miss America Scholarship Program. Also, we want to thank Vincennes University for use of their wireless microphones. They are serving us tremendously on our stage. Thank you, Vincennes. Phil Summers is out there somewhere saying, I've been missing those wireless microphones for weeks now. Now I know where they are. Also, Miss Indiana's crown is provided by the Indiana Association of Pageants. We thank them very much. And also, we want to make a mention, we have listed in the program booklet various patron groups. And in the silver patrons group, we failed to list Pyle Industries, and we wanted you to add that to your program. Pyle Industries, a silver patron. Could we have our lights on? Just about half. We have a couple of people that we would like you to recognize. I'm sure they're all with us. These are the people who have served as host homes. They have provided shelter and encouragement for the contestants as they stayed with us at the Miss Indiana pageant. We want them to stand. Mrs. B. Carr. B., are you here? Oh, right in front of me. Of course you're here. Jan Strack. Jan, where are you? Right in front. Right, Jan, where is Jan? She's upper deck. Okay, she's in the upper level. Jan, thank you. Joan Thomas. Joan. She is around here. You see a body popping up every once in a while. Just clap. Just go for it. Mr. and Mrs. Clifford Arnold. Hard for me to see. Mr. and Mrs. Bernard Burns are here also. Thank you. There they are right back there. Mr. and Mrs. Gerald Kissinger. Dr. and Mrs. Roland Lentz. And they are right back there also. And hosting Miss Indiana this week, Mr. and Mrs. John Price. Very, very dear people, right in the center. John and Betty are a real trip. Just get to know them just for a little while. Also, we would like the members of the Miss Indiana Board of Directors who are with us this evening, if they would all stand and be recognized. They have done a marvelous job in helping put all the effort and all the organization together. Board of Directors members, are you in our audience? Would you please stand for me, please? No Board of Directors wanted to come tonight? What is this? They're all back behind. No, there are some board members here. Yes, there we are. Now we may bring the house lights down. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back out on stage Miss Indiana, Carrie Hipsher. Miss Indiana, Carrie Hipsher. She is lovely, and we'll have a chance in the first act here to have a chance to have Carrie come out, and we'll talk with her, and you'll have a chance to get to meet her and get to know her a little more. We'd like to also apologize. We left some young people's names out of our program booklet. We announced them the last couple of nights, but for those of you who are new, they'll be performing in a couple of our numbers, and they are just great. Mark Michalak, Kevin Budak, Kurt Sipers, Adam Fulmer, Jeff Curtis, and Scott Brown. They were left out of the program booklet, so I hope you were all writing those down so you can get those in there. The other youngsters that are performing with us are all in the program booklet, and we thank them very much. Also, for providing meals, Shoney's Restaurant and Morrison's Drive-In. They provided meals for us and lodging for some of our young performers and their families provided by Nights Inn. They have done a marvelous, marvelous job. Our first segment of competition is extremely important. It is talent competition and accounts for 40% of the contestants' possible points. In each young woman's performance, the judges are looking here for technical competence, pitch, tone, execution, a performance that challenges her abilities, commands the stage, and uses her talent to entertain and perform with feeling. Talent competition, our first contestant, contestant number 4. Changing our mood right now, our performer will be playing excerpts from Schumann's classic work, Aufschwung, German for soaring. At the piano, Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. We want to thank Putt Putt Golf for here in Michigan City for a few rounds of entertainment for our young performers. Performers you'll see a little bit later in the evening. Also Jefferson's House of Flowers for providing on-stage carnations and long-stem roses. and J.C. Penney's for stage decorations for the area of evening gown competition. Also, a special thanks to Midtown Barbers, Teresa and Dan, for backstage styling assistance. They are back there making sure that all the hair is perfectly in place. Brown Incorporated for providing the bus that transports our contestants to the various functions during their week here. The Tuck Shop of Michigan City for tuxedos for men and for our young men and young old men as like. I guess I'm the old guy in the tux. Don, maybe you and I categories in that area. Thanks very much. And Care Pharmacy of Griffith for providing a first aid kit for all of us here. And after some of the competition, we need some of the first aid kit. Contestant number 2 in performing order is really contestant number 1. The beauty and tradition of Rodgers and Hammerstein is captured in the romantic If I Loved You from Carousel, performed by Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens.
Try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way, round in circles. Tell you, but afraid and shy, I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never, never to know how I love you. If I loved you, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy, I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never,
Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens. By the way, in our lobby, I hope you saw them as you came in. Lovely Miss Indiana crystal in the Crystal Boutique featuring handcrafted crystal, a unique memento of our 1992 pageant, and I hope you'll have a chance to peruse that at intermission and maybe purchase some of the items. Okay, get ready to clap your hands to the high voltage tunes of Born to Boogie. Our next contestant dazzles you with a technically brilliant and exuberant gymnastics dance. Miss Kokomo, Laura Michelle Welke.
I'm gonna shine up my boots, pick out my best hat, going to a place called the Old Briar Patch. Gonna get loose and I'm gonna have fun. Gonna go hunting, but I won't need a gun now. beautiful wildcats are the kind that are hard to track. From the joiners are crawling with the other hunters, and the she-cats are circling back. Now is the time for patience. Don't fire on the first one. Don't waste your bullets on a little bitty baby. Get a full-grown mom. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you.
Miss Kokomo, Laura Michelle Welke. Also in the lobby, besides the Crystal Boutique, you'll find pageant programs, if you have not already found those, and tickets to the coronation reception. Some people thought that the reception this evening was sold out. It is not sold out. There are still tickets available. There'll be great food. We'll be all around the pool in the Holidome area at the Holiday Inn, so we hope you'll be able to join us. Fourth in order of competition, contestant number 7. From the musical Jekyll and Hyde, the song This Is the Moment, performed now by Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Yoder.
This is the moment, this is the day, this is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor is coming to pass, is here now today. This is the moment, this is the hour when I can open up tomorrow like a flower and put my hand to everything I plan to fulfill my grand design. See all my stars align. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I will not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, strike while the earth, this day or never,
Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Yoder. Thank you over there. We have throat lozengers also at the concession stand after the program is over. Are you folks okay? Whew. The artistry of ballet with jazz and gymnastics combine now for a freestyle baton performance by Miss Northeast, Tara Stayer. Northeast, Tara Stayer. Our next contestant this evening expresses her gratitude to God for his gift of music. She'll be singing for us Sandy Patty's hit, Because of Who You Are. Please welcome Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Lee Brewer.
The empty skies you placed the warm wind inside the garden, and though they said they found compassion in your eyes, oh Lord, I stand amazed at the wonder of your deeds, and yet a greater wonder brings me to my knees. Lord, I praise you. are, not just for the mighty things that you have done. And Lord, I worship you because of who you are. You're the reason that I need to voice my praise because of who you are. Because of who you are. Not for all the mighty things that you have done. And Lord, I worship you because of who you are. You're all the reason that I need to voice my praise because of who you are.
Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Lee Brewer. I feel like we all kind of go together. This is great. This is kind of like an aerobic exercise, isn't it? Really? This is wonderful. We want to thank the hostesses. The hostesses are doing an incredible job. They're backstage working with the young ladies. Lydia Ainsworth is our hostess chairwoman. Also Mary Carr, Judy Chapman, Kathy Glanz, Jackie Kravitz, Pat Coons, Lisa Molzarek, Nancy Zilla, and Jody Wilson. Give them a round of applause, won't you? They've done a great job. Absolutely spectacular work, and we thank them very much. You know, our program is about scholarships, and we are very proud of the scholarship program we have. The Miss Indiana tonight, Miss Indiana will win over $7,000 in scholarship money from sponsors and patrons in Indiana and the Miss America Pageant program. And our runners-up and other contestants will receive over $8,000 in scholarship grants and much more in awards and gifts, and we are quite proud of that. Number 7 in talent competition, contestant number 12. She's going to include a standard in piano favorites in George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. Here to perform the original 1924 version is Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. We were talking about scholarships and how important they are to the Miss America pageant program, combining local, state, and national Miss America pageants. Over $5 million will be awarded this year in scholarships to the young women who participate in the program. Combining local and state monies in the state of Indiana alone, over $55,000 in scholarships are being awarded. And also available to every state winner is a full tuition scholarship in excess of $37,000 from Palmer College, should the young lady choose to attend Palmer College for chiropractic in Iowa. Final contestant for talent competition this evening is contestant number 8 in performing order. Marvin Hamlish and Christopher Adler created this memorable song for the unforgettable Broadway show Gene Seberg. Singing her salute to this wonderful music is Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel.
Dreamers have mountains they will climb. There are dreamers who don't believe in time. Only dreamers have goals where they can fly far away. Certain dreamers have kingdoms they will build with treasures and dragons to be killed. Only dreamers have wings with which to fly far away. Some people dream of being rich, while others dream of being tall. And there are people who don't dream at all. Dreamers have shooting stars they chase. There are others with nightmares they must face. Sometimes dreamers are forced to leave their dreams far away. There are people who don't dream at all. Sometimes we need to take the time to find treasures and mountains we can climb, and maybe we dream to change the way that we feel. 'Cause to dreamers, the real world can be
Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes talent competition. Remember, that is the single most important area of competition, where 40% of the points scored tonight are scored in that area. 30% are scored in interview, and of course that happened on Thursday, and then 15% for both swimsuit and evening gown. Swimsuit competition will come up in just a few moments. Right now, please welcome on stage with me one of my very favorite people of all time, Miss Indiana, Carrie Hipsher. You are a doll, to say the least.
I have a question for you.
You have a question for me. I'm supposed to ask you the questions.
I want to know if you have a sunburn. I was
was watching him today.
Uh-huh.
I was up in my parents' hotel room and I looked out and there you were.
And there I was in all my glory. Yeah, sunbathing. Or embarrassing myself to no end.
No, you look nice.
Yeah, thank you very much. But a little pale, probably. Yeah. No, not too bad.
You're working on it.
Lots of lotion.
Right.
Really. And I won't need, boy, I'm radiating heat as I talk right now. Can't wait to take this suit off. That's why it hurts so much and I'm sweating. You've had a great year, haven't you?
A wonderful year, yes.
And kids. Kids mean so much to you. Carrie is a teacher. She is a 5th grade teacher. They have held her job. She's on kind of like a year sabbatical, learning and educating as you're going along, and you'll be going back to teaching.
That's right.
Where's the school?
Well, it would be in the Wabash City school system. I'm not sure which school yet.
Okay.
We're still waiting.
Within the
to see
system.
that. Right. Within
Back in the
system.
5th grade. You're not sure about that either. Okay. Back in elementary.
Right.
In some area. Could it be K through 6?
K through 6, yes.
Okay. So it's kind of like a toss-up on this.
Any grade.
When you go out and you talk to the kids, they've had some great questions for you, haven't
They
they?
asked wonderful questions.
Like
yes.
what?
Well, this actually wasn't a question, but somehow one of the children got the idea that I was Miss Indiana Jones. Because when we told their parents this, that, oh my goodness, but the children want to know if I sleep with my crown on.
Oh, yeah.
And if I have a castle, so they ask wonderful questions.
Miss Indiana, did you bring your whip in and all that sort of stuff?
I know, but they didn't even know about Miss Hitler.
They call you. For those of you who missed it on Thursday night, I think,
Right.
some of your kids were saying that you were so strict they were calling you Miss Carrie Hitler. Ooh, steel-toed shoes and hips and whips and everything. Wow. Have they asked you any other things that are really, really funny?
Well, one of the schools I was in, one of the children asked if I was married. And I said, no, I'm not married. You can't be married and be Miss Indiana.
Yeah.
But 3 weeks after I give up my title, I will be getting married. And it will be an extra special day. My sister and I are going to share our wedding day. So we're going to have a double wedding.
Not
We're
only
marrying
that.
brothers.
Yes, they are marrying brothers on the same day. I think that's great.
Thing was, when they found out I was getting married, they wanted to know if I was going to marry Mr. Indiana Jones.
Is
And
he
they asked
here?
if I have a prince, too, and
Yeah.
I think I do.
You do have a prince, yeah, and your sister Kelly is here.
Right.
Yeah, and the whole clan is here. We'll
Yes,
introduce
because
them.
70 people here from Wabash, so.
70 people?
let's hear
Where
it.
are you? Where are you, Wabash? You're right here. Prime seats. Nice of you to be here. Thanks for coming. We have a little gift we want to give you, something a little special, something a little different. You may not be expecting this. We know, Carrie, that one of your favorite things in the whole world is Fannie Mae caramels. Right? And I've gotten this special box, and you get one.
I was just thinking about sharing one with you.
No, it doesn't work that way. Possession is 9/10 of the law, you know. There's some special people went together. We know that you've been watching. We know that you've been watching your figure, and you have tried to shy away from indulging in a lot of Fannie Mae caramels. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Have a ball.
Now, thank you. It was for the Miss Indiana Scholarship Pageant.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you
they're
very
wonderful.
much.
Let me put this backstage.
Okay.
They're nice people back
They're
there,
wonderful.
and they want to make sure they fatten you up. We also have a very special gentleman. We're going to ask Rick Lassiter to come out here. And Rick has something very special because, Rick, step on up, because Carrie and the president's wife kind of got in touch with each other. Rick?
Thank you, Al. Well, Carrie, lots happened since we first met that spring afternoon when you were disappointed that you were not selected Miss Ball State. But it was our good fortune that you came to the Capital City Pageant 3 weeks later, and we got to know and love you and your family. Carrie has traveled a lot of miles this year, encouraging children in the cause of literacy, and there's someone else who shares that cause, but couldn't be with us this evening, but sent this letter to you. It's addressed to Carrie Hipsher, Miss Indiana. Dear Carrie, someone who thinks you are very special was kind enough to let me know that you and I share an interest in promoting a more literate America. That is truly good news. There are so many wonderful opportunities in this land for those who are able to read, write, and think. Your efforts in Indiana to let young people know how vital skills are is so important, and I am delighted to learn that you have used your year as Miss Indiana so profitably. Please continue to work in this area. Your help is needed. There's a handwritten note at the bottom that says how wonderful that you are helping others. With all best wishes and congratulations on a successful year, signed warmly, Barbara Bush.
That's her signature, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
That's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Indiana, Carrie Hipsher. Speaking of the Hipsher clan, if we could have the house lights up to about half, we'd like to introduce some of the people. Carrie's parents, Jerry and Sandra Hipsher. Would you please stand for us? There they are. Give them a nice round of applause. And just for kicks, Mr. Indiana Jones, are you out there? There he is. That's the lucky guy. And Kelly Hipsher, Carrie's sister. There's Kelly. Also, local pageant directors, would you please stand for us? You have helped us put this show together, really, because you've done such a marvelous job at the local level. Let's have all the local pageant directors stand, if you would. Give them a big round of applause, because they have done so much to make sure this pageant works and works well. And also, parents of our contestants, all the other parents, would you please stand and let us recognize you? You have done so much to help us. Local pageant directors, parents, we can't thank you enough for all the support that you've given us at the state level, but more importantly, to provide such outstanding young women. They have come well prepared. It shows great work at the family level, in the community level, and at the local level as far as getting involved in the pageants. And we could not be happier and more pleased with the quality of young lady that we have. But you know, this happens year after year after year, as you very well know. We have such a high-quality young lady. It shows what the state of Indiana really has to offer. By the way, last night, if you were with us last night, we had several things happen in our show. For those of you who were not here last night, it's hard to explain things like bracelets and things like that, but I can say that we did have some headlights left on last night in our parking lot, and we were lucky enough to find the young woman who left those lights on, and we all watched her leave the auditorium as she went out to turn them off. Well, we have been told there are some other headlights on outside now, and so I'd like to go through that list for you right now. We have a long list of cars out there, and we'd just like to call off names real quick. Just have you stand up and signify who you are. No, actually, if you were with us last night, you know that headlights being left on is a real bummer, right? And then you go out and you start your car, or you try to start it, it doesn't start. So we called off a license plate number. Nobody knows their license plate number. And then we found out who owned the car, and we embarrassed her to no end. So. And I don't think she's back. I think she left the state. You know, it takes a lot of time, schedule juggling, and love to give your children the support it takes for them to reach their goals. Our contestants have their families, their talent, and their education. And as they're going to tell you right now, they're headed for the future. Next in competition, Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens. Miss Kokomo, Laura Welke. Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Yoder. Northeast, Tara Stayer. Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Lee Brewer. Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel. Two areas of competition down, one to go in evening gown, and in just a little while we'll name a new Miss Indiana for 1992. 20-minute intermission, we'll be back. Join us.
certain as the sun,
certain as the sun,
rising in the east,
still as old as time, strong as old as life, beauty and all peace.
still as old as time,
Strong as old as rhyme,
beauty and all peace.
A beautiful way to open our second act. By the way, joining Carrie Hipsher, our Miss Indiana, and our 15 contestants were Dennis Kienitz, our musical director on the male solo, Joni McMecken, Miss Indiana from 1988, and also as the Beast, Nicholas Abston. Give them a nice round of applause again, won't you? Just an excellent, excellent job. Third and final phase of competition this evening is evening gown competition. This is different than our preliminary rounds in that as our young ladies come forward on stage, I will be asking them a specific question based on what we call their platform. They have been put together by an educator here in Michigan City. And let's begin now with evening gown competition. And we'll ask to step forward Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
I have in a sealed envelope your question. It is really sealed. Wellness is the integration of mind, body, and spirit. Wellness for today's youth is of utmost importance. How would you advise a friend on how to be completely healthy?
First, I would advise my friend to take complete responsibility for his or her actions. Second, I would ask them to consider different ways to integrate mind, body, and spirit. First, mind, by reading and getting involved with education. Second, body, by exercising and eating well. And third, spirit, by developing good, strong values.
Rebecca is the daughter of Dr. and Mrs. Marvin Gray. She's a junior at Ball State University, majoring in physical therapy. Her ambition is to be a physical therapist. That's Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. And now Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
I have a question for you. Jennifer, in America today, there's a great need for our families to be strengthened. What would be your advice to working parents on how to have a stronger family unit?
As an education major, I have found that there's a direct correlation between parental involvement in their child's education and the success of that child. I feel if a parent wants their child to be successful in school, they need to become involved by going to PTA meetings, supporting their child, going to the teachers' conferences, and being supportive in whatever that child wants to do.
Jennifer is the daughter of Dwayne and Alice Burkhart, Steve and Sarah Havens. She's a senior at Ball State University. Her major is music education, and she would like to become a music educator. Miss Lakeshore, Jennifer Havens. Miss Kokomo, Laura Michelle Welke. Hi, Laura.
Good evening.
There is a secret to finding the opening to these questions. Laura, smoking takes over 434,000 lives prematurely each year. If a young friend approached you needing advice regarding their new practice of smoking, what would you say to them?
I would feel for him because nicotine is one of the strongest addictions known to mankind. According to the National Drug Abuse, it says that it's stronger than heroin. What I would encourage this person to do is to think why it's important that he or she smokes. Prioritize and then establish that it's really not that important. One needs to break the habit beforehand, before it's too late. 85% of all smokers say that they would like to quit. So the first step is saying no before it gets too late.
Laura is the daughter of Bev and E. Frank Wilkie. She holds a master's degree from Indiana University in preventative and rehabilitation exercise. She says she would like to be a health educator and active in the community. She's Miss Kokomo, Laura Michelle Welke. Contestant number 7, Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Renee Yoder. Hi, Shelley. Shelley, your question. Parental involvement in education is often lacking. How would you get parents involved in an at-risk student's education?
Well, first of all, I think it's important that parents get involved in the studies of the young individual. I'm currently involved in a program that works with at-risk children called Study Connections. And it's not just the sole responsibility of the parent. It's each one of our responsibility to make sure that our youth today gets educated in a good way.
Shelley's the daughter of Roger and Marilyn Yoder. She holds a degree from Indiana Purdue at Fort Wayne, a degree in interpersonal communication. She would like to continue giving seminars and research in interpersonal communication. Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Renee Yoder. Miss Northeast, Tara Stayer. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tara, your question. As supervisor of the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Summer Camp, you helped a number of young people avoid becoming a victim of substance abuse. For many youths, it is too late and the drugs have built a wall around them. How can you break through that wall and reach the person inside?
The first thing that you need to do to reach the person inside is to communicate with them. I think that's very, very important. First, you have to recognize the problem, and I think that's half the battle. And then secondly, you need to let that person know that you understand what they're going through and that you support them. And by communicating with them and just being there for them, I think that's a great asset for those people who think it's too late, but it's never too late to stop drug and alcohol abuse.
Tara is the daughter of Ronald and Linda Stayer. She's a junior at Indiana University, majoring in speech communication. She says she wants to become a trial lawyer. Miss Northeast, Tara Stayer. Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Brewer. Hi, Dana.
Hi.
Your question, Dana. Our senior citizens' memories and experiences are a great natural resource which needs to be more thoroughly tapped and appreciated. How would you suggest involving senior citizens in the everyday lives of our youth?
Well, first and foremost, it's really scary that by the year 2050, 1 out of every 4 Americans will be 65 years or older. We have a very aging population. And first of all, I would like to say that the senior citizens have so much to offer. I have learned greatly from them. I have learned so many things about them and their experiences. They've experienced things that I have never been through. And I think by using our senior citizens for our youth will be better off because our seniors got us where we are today in our country. And I would like to encourage everyone as a role model that youth is a gift of nature and age is a work of art.
Dana is the daughter of William Brewer and Marcia Brewer. She's a senior at Indiana University Southeast. She majors in music and communications. She says she would like to complete a master's degree in music and become a professional contemporary Christian performer. Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Brewer. Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. Hi, Brooke.
Hello.
Brooke, your question. Many of the people employed in the medical profession get so caught up in the mechanics of the job that they do often forget that they are working with people. As a future member of this profession, how do you intend to keep each individual important?
Oh, well, I'll have to say my father's a physician, and from watching him through the years, he's really influenced my life a lot. He takes an hour with a patient if they need it, and through communicating with people and trying to be the best person I can be and be a very understanding physician, I really think that I can touch on the needs of each individual patient. So I hope that just by being a genuine and caring individual, I will fulfill each need.
Brooke is the daughter of David and Sue Decatur. She holds a degree in psychology from Hanover and has been accepted to medical school in Chicago. She wants to be a physician in preventative medicine. Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. Our final contestant in evening gown competition, Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Rebecca, your question. Poverty and abuse make the lives of many of today's youth unbearable. As a future educator, what steps will you take to overcome a child's harsh environment?
What I'm going to do is try to individualize my teaching and take each child as a person and realize their weaknesses and their strengths and help them build on their weaknesses and realize their strengths so they can be the best person that they can be.
Rebecca is the daughter of Richard and Mary Striegel. She's a senior at Purdue University, majoring in elementary education. Her ambition to become a teacher and a Christian singer. Miss Wabash Valley, Rebecca Striegel. And ladies and gentlemen, that completes our evening gown competition, and that completes all three phases of our pageant this evening as far as competition goes. Of course, the one phase that we carried over was the interview, and those points will be added to all the points that our auditors are putting together now. In a few short moments, we'll name a new Miss Indiana for 1992. This is where you begin to get lumps in your throat, and the heart begins to beat just a little faster. You know, following the Miss Indiana pageant in September comes a very special time in a young lady's life. In fact, all the states will be sending their contestants to the Miss America pageant. We thought we'd tell you something about the 2 weeks that our young lady, our new Miss Indiana, will be going through. It is a 2 weeks program, fabulous program, that begins on September 4th as our Miss Indiana will leave for Philadelphia. She'll have a 3-day tour, including a carriage ride and a dinner cruise on the Hudson River. It's a fabulous time as they get to see the old and the new Philadelphia. Then all the contestants get together and they take an Amtrak train to Atlantic City. Did they settle that strike, by the way? Are the trains running? I think they started running again, didn't they? Okay, then they will take the Amtrak train to Atlantic City. And they'll begin rehearsals. They'll begin rehearsing in earnest all the production numbers, and they rehearse and they rehearse and they rehearse, and then they have a lot of great fun too. During the second week of her stay there, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, the competition then begins in earnest with one phase of competition each night. And they'll divide the girls, like we have, into 2 groups. They'll divide them into 3 groups, and they will perform either in swimsuit, evening gown, or talent in one of those 3 nights. Then on Friday night, they'll have the big boardwalk parade. If you've never been to Atlantic City, it is a fabulous week there. Great tour through Philadelphia prior to that. And then Saturday, September 19th, mark that on your calendar. That is the Miss America pageant. You'll see it on television. Miss Indiana 1992 will be staying at Trump Castle there, and we hope that she has a ball and does a great, great job and just has a lot of great fun. We know that from the young ladies we have seen on stage this evening, we can't go wrong. We will find a contestant who will do a superior job and represent our state tremendously, not only at Miss America, but throughout the year as Miss Indiana. Do you not agree with me? Great, great contestants. A tough job for our judges. May we have the house lights just to about half. We have some special people in our audience that we would like to introduce to you right now. Our mayor is here. Mayor and Mrs. Robert Beeler are down here. Would they please stand? Give them a nice warm welcome. Also, I hope he's here, F. Mayo Sanders, State Elks President. Mr. Sanders, are you with us this evening? He wasn't here Thursday or Friday either. We looked for him. We gotta write him off. That's I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. We have to delete him from the list of people who were going to be here but couldn't make it because maybe he's stuck on an Amtrak train someplace. Also, we have Miss Indiana 1976, Tamara Tritzu Harden. She is here, and I believe right here. There she is. Tammy? And also Miss Indiana of 1990, Brenda Bassett. Brenda, where are you seated? Right back over here. Thank you. We'll take the lights back out now. Thank you very much. You know, as we have met with Carrie Hipsher and you have seen, our show is really molded around the Carrie Hipsher persona, the way she feels about education and children. She's had a chance to talk to thousands, 40-some thousand youngsters throughout this year about the importance of education, of caring, of love, of family and things. Children are our future. We realize that. We're molding a new generation of people to lead our communities, our states, our country, our world. Carrie's love for children is quite self-evident because she says all the time, thank God for the kids. And she's prepared a very special slide presentation for us. In a moment, we'll show you that slide presentation. On the other hand, we'll be having that in just a second. One of the things that you learned about Carrie as we had a chance to talk with her, if you're with us for the other two nights, Thursday and Friday night, are the fact that one of the reasons she is such a great teacher is because she genuinely cares about the future of those kids. They are not just passing through the classroom. She is not just earning a paycheck. She's having the opportunity to touch the lives of those youngsters. I hope we as parents feel that same way. I hope we as friends feel that same way about the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's nice to know that people like Carrie Hipsher and all of the Miss Indiana and Miss America contestants throughout this year and all the future and past years feel that same way, that same kind of spirit for our youngsters. After all, without our young generation coming up to take our places, where would we be? If we become so very possessive of our own space, of our own style, of our own territory, and not give it up and help our youngsters grow and learn and be better, then we're not building a better world. And that's the nice part about what Carrie is doing. And the nice part about what we're going to show you right now. Carrie says, thank God for the kids. Kids are the future. I hope we treat them as such. Kids are very precious. Kids are very special. And it's nice to have someone like Carrie Hipsher with us. I hope you will all be joining us at the coronation reception. If you have not purchased a ticket. They will be available at the door. I believe that is correct, and there's still room for you. We have some delightful food there. We'll be around the pool area of the Holidome in the Holiday Inn. Very easy to find. Just follow all the taillights of all the cars proceeding there, and we hope you'll join us right after our pageant tonight. And don't forget, videotapes will be available from Videotech. Last year they made a spectacular final video of the entire presentation. We hope that you'll take advantage of that availability. You know, throughout our show, you've seen Miss Indiana as a role model for children, emphasizing education and self-esteem. And our contestants agree that the future and well-being of children throughout the world is in our hands.
Hoping it could make the world okay. I have wished The rhythm's building, the band at the beat, which ignites the spark within us, lightning the sound at a new dimension. For this is the place where the clouds are gonna do it, catching on fire with the feeling that's burning. 'Cause we are about to explode with an emotion, we can explain the purpose of the show, yeah. We're flying the night, and sure it works. Telling the stars that we're gonna use it, we're gonna get you singing. Telling the stars that we're gonna dance it, and you feel like moving. Telling the stars that we're gonna use it, we got the energy flowing. Telling the stars, what's the best?
Ladies and gentlemen, in all the world, there is only one Miss Indiana, Carrie Hipsher.
You sound good. In the very last school I visited this year, and it was the last group of children I talked to, and actually it was the very last question I answered. A little first grade girl raised her hand and she said, "Miss Indiana, are you sad when you take your crown off?" And I said, "No, I'm not sad when I take my crown off. I'm the very same person when I have this crown on my head as I am when I take it off. So my feelings don't change." Well, it was that long 2-hour drive home that Friday night, and I kept thinking about this little girl's question. And I decided I had answered that incorrectly, because I knew on Saturday night, June the 27th, here in Michigan City, I would be very sad when I take my crown off. Because this silly metal thing with rhinestones has enabled me to reach thousands and thousands of children this year. And I am so thankful I have the opportunity to have this special job. There are so many wonderful feelings that I will always remember about this job. The thrill of hearing my name called as the new Miss Indiana, and the pride that I took in introducing myself on the Miss America pageant to more than 55 million people in America as Miss Indiana. And then the feeling of walking down the hall in an elementary school and hearing a child gasp, "Miss America!" I will cherish these feelings forever. I will also cherish the wonderful friendships I have made this year and during my 4 years of involvement in the Miss Indiana Scholarship Program. It all started in 1989 with Ed and Rick, and then Corrine, and Kitty and Stephanie, and Jim and Joy, and John and Betty, and Jan, and Judy, and Paul, and to all the 300,000 volunteers who give so much of their time every year so that young ladies like myself can work hard to earn scholarship money and make dreams come true. I'm thankful for the more than 200 people who went with me to Atlantic City last September, and for all the children at O.J. Neighbors Elementary School who made thousands and thousands of buttons to support their teacher. And I'm thankful for all the people from Wabash who have come here for 4 years now to support me and encourage me. And to Mom, Dad, Kelly, and Howard, I love you all so much. And I would not have become Miss Indiana without you. As this year ends, this chapter of my life comes to a close, I leave you with these words by Robert Fulghum. All I really needed to know about how to live, what to do, and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at Sunday school. These are the things I learned. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance, and work and play every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup? The roots go down and the plant goes up, and no one really knows how or why. But we are all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup. They all die. So do we. And then remember the Dick and Jane books and the first word you learned, the biggest word of all. Look. Everything you need to know is in there somewhere. The golden rule and love and basic sanitation, ecology and politics and equality and sane living. Take any one of those items and extrapolate it into sophisticated adult terms and apply it to your family life or your work or your government or your world, and it holds true and clear and firm. Think what a better world it would be if we all, the whole world, had cookies and milk every afternoon at 3 o'clock and then lay down with our blankies for a nap. Or if all governments had as their basic policy to put things back where they found them and clean up their own mess. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it's best to hold hands and stick together. Thank you, Indiana.
Indiana, Carrie Hipser. Why is this the saddest, happiest moment of our lives? Why is that? Carrie is going to start a flower boutique in just a little while.
Fannie Mae shop.
And a Fannie Mae shop. Before we announce our runners-up and our new queen, there are two very special awards we would like to present at this time. A non-finalist interview award to be presented at the coronation reception by James and Joy Robbins of Image Improvement Incorporated goes to the non-finalist contestant with the highest points in interview competition. And I hope you'll all come tonight because that award will be presented to Miss Limberlost Christina Young. Congratulations, Christina. The Quality of Life Award is an independently judged award. This woman has been selected because she has made significant contributions to improving the quality of life in her community through involvement in civic and charitable projects. A $500 award goes to Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. And now I'll ask for the final decision of our judges. We will read these from fourth runner-up, and we will go till we have a new Miss Indiana 1992. Our fourth runner-up. Miss Northeast, Tara Lynn Stayer. Our third runner-up, Miss Harvest Homecoming, Dana Lee Brewer. Our second runner-up, Miss Ball State University, Rebecca Gray. First runner-up is very important. We all know why, because if for any reason our new Miss Indiana would not be able to fulfill the duties that she has to fulfill during the year, our first runner-up would ascend to the crown of Miss Indiana. Our first runner-up, Miss Capital City, Brooke Decatur. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Miss Indiana for 1992, Miss Elkhart County, Shelley Yoder. The hardest job in the world is to pin that crown onto her head. And in a moment, Shelley will take her walk. We hope you'll welcome her warmly. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Indiana, 1992, Shelley Yoder. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you'll join us at the Coronation Ball. Thank you very much for coming. We'll see you next